Hi, how are you guys doing? So, ooh, got an itch. I've been using Clorox on my skin. Not that I have bad skin, but I was thinking it's draining. It's what you call that? Where it draws out the toxins, it purges the skin, which is good. But the only bad part is it kind of dries your skin out a little bit. So my skin is it's a little dry, but it's not bad. So I just diluted, I think one tenth to the bath water, and it's not a hot bath; it's a lukewarm, so it's not too bad. But it works. It really, I didn't think it would lighten my skin, but my skin looks lighter. So it might be the dryness, or it might be because it actually is lightening my summer tan. So anyway, I smelled the most beautiful smell when I walked into the bathroom earlier, and it reminded me of Calvin Klein's Euphoria, which is nice. I only wear like right now, this is kind of bad, but I was traveling, so I only got a bottle of White Diamonds because it was like the only thing that was available that was more of a floral scent. And White Diamonds is a really nice perfume, but it's not really my 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 number one. So I was thinking like next perfume I get is a bottle of Chanel Mademoiselle or maybe Calvin Klein's Euphoria. I like Eternity too, but I couldn't find a bottle like a big bottle of Eternity, and I got like a huge bottle of White Diamonds. So I don't normally get cheap perfume, but it's nice. It doesn't smell cheap. It's really, really a nice perfume. So it's recognized around the world, and it's good. It's got the smell of roses, and I think it's roses and is it gardenia in it? Gardenia and roses, something like that. It's a really nice smell, and then it has like a smell of like aldehyde in it. Like that's the notes. So it's like an alcohol smell to it, like absinthe or something underneath it. Um, anyway, I was checking out some news stories, and there's a lot of stuff that isn't going around in the news that is happening. So it's like, you kind of like, it's almost like word of mouth is the best form of information these days. Word of mouth, and then you gotta research it because there's just so many news stories that are just pretty much nothing more than a distraction from the bigger picture. So I don't put much emphasis in watching the mainstream news, and it's a dying form of information anyway. The mainstream news, because most of it's just bullshit. That's total lies. Or crappy human interest stories that I'm like, oh, this is terrible, but it really isn't because it's a small distraction from the bigger picture. It's much worse. One person said, "Oh, if we had all the good stories, yeah, but it's like let's do a little background check here. Number one, we are living in the Book of Revelation, the final days, the end of time, nearing Christ's second coming. That is a fact. Number two, it's going to get worse as the Antichrist force grows in the world. Because there's a lot of Antichrists. There's more people that are going to hell than are saved. More people that are going to burn like a fire and be given up to the tribulation than are going to be raptured and saved. And another thing, people who don't like the word rapture, first of all, this might seem a little rude, but I'm just going to be blunt with you. You don't like saying rapture for a reason. Chances are probably because you're not going to make it and you've done some pretty fucked up stuff. So that's one fact. Number two, you can call it whatever you want. It's a harpazo. It's a rapture. It's out of love that God takes you out of the world. So, and for those of you who like staying behind and want to stay behind in the tribulation, that's fine too. You have every right to choose that option. Hey, I'm not going to disagree with you. Yeah, because it's like the whole saying, well, nobody's gonna go to hell. Yeah, they are. Oh, yeah, they are. You just don't molest little kids and murder people and murder your children and steal. And just like, oh, I'm gonna go to heaven for being this wonderful person. Even I mean, like on even people in other religions have enough common sense to understand the concept of evil. If the world is that great, sweetie, wouldn't we all be millionaires and like, I don't know, living on cloud nine and like partying in outer space with R2D2 and like, doing choreographed dance moves like as we're going around in a spaceship around the earth? I mean, like instead of sitting here while people die of disease, people go out and commit adultery, it's like you'd have to be a fucking idiot not to believe in hell. You have to be pretty fucking deluded. I mean, like you need like electroshock to your brain to like like some sort of traumatic event, like kind of like crush that down inside of you, and that's why. So when you believe what you believe, I'll believe what I believe, but there's definitely a hell. That's why we have scars on our body. That's why we have, things die. Um, and it's just funny reading some of the protocol for a lot of the UN world trials and people's altering people's chromosomes with biometrics. It's like I'm reading a parody almost. It's like I'm reading a really funny story in The Onion or in a Mad magazine. I feel like, I kid you not, I feel like I'm reading a fucking Mad magazine. Like, it's like I'm looking through it and I'm like, I can't believe the things that they like. It's hilarious. Like the military, get this, wants to add a 47th chromosome to people's DNA. I'm like, that's one modification you can keep. Please, like, do it all you want yourself, but I'm not gonna give myself up as some sort of monkey for that. That's just completely retarded. I mean, like, literally, that's why I said it's retarded, because, like, Down syndrome people are missing a chromosome. So, it's like, why? Why would you want to, like, take chromosomes out of your DNA? Like, it become totally stupid. It's like, like, can get your brain so you don't believe in God. It's just funny. It's like, sometimes it's a bitter laughter, but it's pretty hilarious. Just the way people think. It's like we're nearing the unveiling of the Antichrist. People are having dreams about who it is. We all know who it is. And people are having like prophetic dreams, and there's like sinkholes and big crags opening up and fault lines popping open like champagne, and massive animal die-offs that aren't typical, unless you like count like the satanic cults going around back in the 80s, supposedly killing off cows and animals and stuff. Remember that? During the whole satanic panic. Unless you figure all that in, well, this is totally unprecedented, just like the technology. It makes me wonder, did this happen in the days of Noah, or is this unprecedented? My goodness, I can't really answer that honestly, because it's an uneducated guess. It's not really a hypothesis, that's an assumption, and we all know how wrong assumptions can be. But what I think is that we are right now in an unequivocal tribulation. We're in a birth pangs, labor pains leading up to the big old, all together now, great tribulation. I think that's what it is. I'm glad that I'm good with Jesus, and that I don't have children, and that I don't that I've seen the evil in the world. I'm glad I have, because it's a very rich experience. And though I may not be a millionaire anymore, I'm very, very wealthy and wisdom and joy. And I'll tell you the difference between having a lot of money and living modestly, and having an average amount of money and living modestly. I have to say it's very little difference. It's very, very little difference. Very little. In fact, I would say at this point in my life, I'm happier than I've been in a few years. God provides a way of compensating in other places. And I believe I'm going to be compensated when I go to heaven. I believe I'll get a mansion, an estate. I believe all my wounds will be healed, all my heartache, all my... Everything will be healed. Everything. I firmly believe that. I've been through the best of times, but I've been through the worst. And right now, I'm well prepared. I'm well prepared for the future. Because without Christ, there is no future for you. There's no future in hell. There's just suffering. And eventually that goes into the lake of fire. And I don't think that's going to be a week at Club Med. I think it's going to be pretty bad. Pretty nasty. I can't really comprehend how bad it'll be, and I really don't want to, because the Almighty kind of stops that gravitational pull from those thoughts. And God speaks to me in a lot of ways. So he just doesn't speak to me through money and abundance, through material possessions, even though I do. The ones that I do have, I have nice possessions, but I can't imagine what I would do with a lot of stuff I don't need anymore. I'm not a kid. I'm not lacking in personality. So all I have right now is what God's given me. And I'm a bit of a survivalist. I try to be as lean and mean as I can be. Pare back all those unnecessary items, all those unnecessary wantings. I'm not a wanting person. Wanting means weakness. It really does, because there's a lot of people that don't want it. Thinking. So, I'm sure for those of you out there who, are hip to the whole rapture and tribulation scene, you all know what I'm talking about. You got a good first-hand look. And that's primarily who I'm talking to. I'm really not talking to anyone outside my own family tree. So, always put your faith in God. Don't put your faith in men, because you're going to be disappointed. And those men, I'm talking about mankind, and that includes women too. Under that human exterior might not be a human, might be a devil. So you just got to be careful. Sin leads to hell and death. Follow the 10 Commandments. It's your good starting point right there. Follow Jesus. Read your Bible every day. Get 8 hours of sleep, and always look on the bright side. Bye.